Hello and welcome. My name is Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind the Country Chic Cottage. So today we are going to make laser stamps. So I'm actually going to engrave the rubber for the stamp on my laser, and then I'm also going to show you for this particular set it had wood blocks, and I engraved the image that I used for the stamp on the wood block as well. So very fun project. My example is going to be a book stamp. So it's going to say from the library of Angie Holden. However, these are custom stamps. Whatever you want to engrave, you can engrave it into the stamp. Now I will give you some examples of designs that don't work and ones that work well. So you can decide if your design is sort of a hit or a miss as far as making stamps go. Now, I will say that the stamps I make are like 1.5 by 1.5 inches. So I did choose a small stamp set for my example. The larger you make your stamp, the design lines will get bolder. Probably like a medium line design would work, whereas a thick line design is what is going to work for this small stamp, spoiler alert. So keep that in mind as well. The size of your stamp could affect which designs work and which designs don't. But hopefully you see from this video sort of what works and what doesn't, so you have more success when you go to try to make your own stamps. So we're gonna start by taking a look at the supplies we're gonna use. For this project, I purchased a kit, and in that kit was laser safe rubber to make the stamps themselves, as well as wood blocks for the stamps. So you mount them to the wood blocks and you have a completed stamp. Now, it did not come with adhesive, so I am going to use these double stick adhesive sheets for mine. And then you might also want some type of stamp ink, does not matter what kind, to test your stamps. This is the only real way you're going to know if your settings are right, is to really make a stamp, test it with some ink on some paper, and see if your settings are working. And then you can make future stamps with those settings. So first, let's laser burn this rubber material. Let's start by making the design, and I'm going to give some examples here, and then we're going to see how these designs turn out in our final stamp so you know better how to make your design. Now this is a free Canva template that I have available. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a square. Now the size of the square doesn't matter at this point, but we need to know that the entire stamp design will fit within a square because our blocks are square. So I went ahead and made a square and sent it to the back. Then I just started playing with the design. Now you can change the name on these designs. From the library of is fixed, and you could also add a different image if you wanted to. So I'm just sort of playing around within the square and getting the design how I want it to look. And then you can download it as a PNG with a transparent background. Now I can repeat those same steps for other designs within Canva. Then I am going to use my xtool F1 Ultra for this project. This will work with other lasers. I did want to use a diode laser to show that you could make stamps on a diode laser. So we'll go ahead and click upload and upload the file. And then I did trace the file, and you can mess around with the denoising to make the tracing a little bit better. And then once you have that traced, you can go ahead and delete the original image. And then I like to pick everything that was traced and go ahead and make it a compound vector. That way it's all one engraving. At this point, we can resize this to fit on that 1.5 by 1.5 inch stamp block. So I went ahead and made a square and made it 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches and resized my design to fit on that square. You can make that square slightly smaller to reduce the amount of area that you need to engrave, but you don't want to make it any larger than your stamp block size. Then you want to pick that middle design, and you do want to mirror it because we are making a stamp. So I went ahead and flipped it horizontally. Be sure everything is aligned in the center. Then pick everything and click subtract at overlap. That will make this a stamp engraving. So everything around the outside will engrave, leaving your image raised. And then as far as settings, I went ahead and picked my material as the gray laser engraving rubber sheet. Now, I am going to have to play with the settings here. The settings did not work for this particular gray rubber sheet, so I am going to have to play with the settings. But you can go ahead and laser one of these stamps to kind of see what you need to do. Does it need more or less power at this point? So go ahead and add that rubber sheet to your laser. And I'm just manually focusing the laser onto the material. Then I used the framing feature to make sure that the stamp was located correctly. I just sort of put it in the corner, and that way I could cut it off and use the rest of my sheet. Then go ahead and pull down the protective enclosure and click start. You do have to press start on the module as well on this machine to get the laser to start, and then it will go ahead and engrave that rubber sheet. Once the engraving is complete, you can remove that rubber sheet from the laser. So here are a ton of places where I was playing with the settings. So that was that first setting was here. It was obviously not enough. And then I played with different settings. Now you can go too far. You can definitely go too far with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the settings on the screen for the xtool F1 Ultra, what I found works best. Again, depending on your laser and even where you purchase your stamp material, these settings can vary. But once you have some stamps that will work for you, you can use scissors to cut this material. So I'm just sort of cutting inside of that box. We can go ahead and cut. I went ahead and made 3 different designs here so we can compare what each of these designs look like. And hopefully once we compare these, it will give you an idea for what type of design will work best with this material. Now, I did want to mention when you pull this off of your laser, it's probably going to be very nasty. You do want to take this somewhere and clean it really well. You might even use a brush to get down in all those fine details and make sure all of that gunk is off of your stamp. So now the best way that I've found to actually test this is to go ahead and mount it. And I have experimented with this and I can actually remove the stamp later. So if it's settings that don't work, I can go ahead and not use this. I feel like once you test a few of these, you will get used to, you know, feeling on this and saying, okay, that will work. But when I was first starting with this, I did have to mount it to see it for myself. So to mount the stamp, you will just cut your adhesive sheet to size. And you do want to make sure it is not larger than your stamp piece, which it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and peel back one side of this. And you can stick it to the stamp or the wood either way. I'm going to go ahead and stick it to the stamp. You just want to make sure that's stuck down well. Peel away the sheet here and we'll just stick it to this stamp block. And again, we just want to press down, make sure it's down really well on there. All right, so now we have a completed stamp. Now, this is one with really fine details. So will this design work? That's the next question. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this stamp. So you'll just get ink on it and, you know, so far so good, looking really good. You can trim these corners off if you find that they're a problem, right? Because they're not part of the stamp. So I could go ahead and trim those off, but I'm gonna leave them on for this example and just press down. And you can see that middle portion, it was really fine lines and it doesn't look that great. Now to remove a stamp, we're just gonna remove this. Any adhesive that stays on this block, you can use something like an adhesive eraser and remove that if you need to, especially if you do this several times. You don't want to get like a buildup of adhesive on this. So I use just one of these adhesive erasers, or sometimes you can just roll it off with your hand. So you can go ahead and clean this up if you need to. So once I started this and it's rolling off, I can really just use this adhesive eraser to peel that back. So I just continued pushing that off and now I have a fairly clean surface. I can continue to just get any pieces that are sticking up. And now I can add a different stamp for testing. So this one was super fine lines. This one is a bit better. So I can go ahead and cut a piece of adhesive and repeat those mounting steps. And then we'll just go ahead and test this one with the medium lines. And that one is looking better, right? So I can start to see that middle portion. And if I press really hard, I can get even more of the details. Again, these corners, we might want to cut them off. So for my third version, which has thick lines, pretty confident it's going to work. So I'm going to remove some more of that outside. And for this one, I wanted to show you how to use your laser to put the design on the back of the wood block. So let's head back to the laser. So you would just upload your same design that you used for the stamp to the xtool software. Again, you want to resize it to fit in a 1.5 by 1.5 inch square. This time we don't need to flip it. But we will need to change materials. So I like a cutting board setting. So I went ahead and put the cutting board setting in, altered my settings. And then for this version, we can actually remove that outside rectangle. We were only using it to resize. Then go ahead and click framing, add the block to your laser. Once you have everything in place, you can click process to go ahead and engrave this on the back of that stamp block. So this was super quick to engrave, and now I have the design of the stamp is going to be visible on the stamp block. Makes it look like a much more professional stamp. So for this version, I'm gonna go ahead and mount again this stamp material. This time I need to shape my adhesive a bit to work with this stamp. And we'll go ahead and mount the stamp in the same way. So I do want to make sure that I orient this in the same way. So I have it oriented that way from the library of is at the top, and I'm going to flip it over and put from the library of at the top here as well. And now go ahead and test this thick line version of the stamp. And already you can tell it looks much, much better, and it works much better as well. So the design you're using is going to make a huge, huge difference as far as will your stamp work. I really do like the thicker lines and thicker line designs, thicker line fonts for a stamp project. So I just kept experimenting with the same thing, different brands of ink. So for me, I think finding the right type of file, so those files with thicker lines, and then finding the right settings for your laser is going to be key to making rubber stamps. So now you can make a library stamp of your very own. So again, I had some failures, some successes. I do like the way this one looks. I made several different designs, not just the library design, and this was the only one that sort of won't stamp along that center area, which was kind of odd to me. The other ones I didn't want to show on screen, but this particular design didn't do really well in that center area. And it may have been the tracing. When I traced it with the xtool software, I may have needed to do a different type of tracing or remove some of the noise so those lines in that center would be thicker. That's the only thing I can think of, would be the tracing aspect, because like I said, other designs did work with the same methods that I used. But you can see from this video, experimenting with designs, experimenting with different laser settings is going to get you a stamp that you can use, a custom stamp that you can use for your library, your books, weddings, and so much more. This is a great teacher gift, by the way. I mean, seriously, you engrave the stamp on the front, do some kind of cute smiley face on the back with the teacher's name or something. I mean, it is going to be their favorite gift, right? So think outside of the box with this one. Think of different ideas for stamps that you can make and make them custom. So if you're like, I want to make that book stamp, I do have the template, the Canva template, and you can sign up for that using the link below this video. And hopefully that Canva template will help you cut out everything. I have the thick line design as my template. So hopefully it will help you cut to the success portion of this video and not sort of the trial and error portion. So hopefully that template helps you get success even faster. But if you don't like a library stamp, you're not a reader, that's fine as well. Think of other designs that will work with the same technique. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want even more laser content. Thanks y'all, bye-bye.